Hi there, Matt Schubert here. With my wife Becca and a small team, we'll be planting a new Lutheran church to reach unchurched people in our growing coastal suburbs of Rockingham and Mandurah. The video that you're about to watch is one installment in a series of talks given for the members of Rockingham Mandurah Lutheran Church. That's our sending church. But whatever context you're in, wherever you are, we also hope that you would find it helpful and inspiring. And if you would like to partner with us in some way with what God is doing here in WA, you're invited to head to wachurchplant.com where you can either give financially or sign up as a prayer partner. Okay, thanks and enjoy. Hey there, church family. I'm recording a video for you today because it's Thursday. I'm not sure if we'll be meeting in person or if we'll be going live streaming this week. So I just wanted to record a video because I'm talking about church planting. And yeah, we're talking about church planting again because I'm excited about this. And as RLC, we are preparing to plant a new Lutheran church to reach unchurched people targeting our growing suburbs. And I thought today would be a little bit fun, a little bit interesting to talk about some myths associated with church planting, because church planting, it can be a little bit of an elusive kind of mystical thing, and it can be a little bit hard to pin down what's actually happening. So I just want to address 3 myths for you today about church planting. 3 misconceptions. Okay, number 1 is this, that enough churches already exist. That's the myth, that enough churches already exist. Surely enough churches exist to do the job. But we know that that's a myth because even though 45% of Australians identify with Christianity, only 18% of Australians know their local church well. Now, this number, it's only gonna get worse in coming years because you know that Perth is a rapidly growing city, and that includes our sub-cities of Rockingham and Mandurah. And even if we wanted to just remain the same, just keep up the status quo in terms of our Christian witness to the people of Perth, we would still need to plant 500 new churches in Perth across the next 10 to 15 years. And that's only just to keep the status quo. If we wanted to make a dent in the city, we would need to plant twice as many. And at the moment, a good friend of mine who oversees a church planting network, he says that in order for a suburb or a sub-city to be able to be ticked off as reached, we need to see 1 church per 1,000 people within a sub-city. Only then can we have some confidence that there is an active full-on Christian witness within a place. And so there should be no such thing as competition between churches when it comes to church planting, existing churches, new churches, because we are barely scratching the surface. There is just such a great need. As the population rises, we won't even be able to keep up the pace even if we can. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Let's pray that many more churches will get planted. Myth number 2 is this, that church planting hinders the parent church. Now, you might assume that this is what happens, that church planting hurts the sending church. They lose people and some finances after all. But what we can actually see from other people who have gone before us, anecdotally and statistically, that the opposite is true. In reality, becoming involved in church planting can actually bring new life and missional vitality to churches, church members, and pastors. Church planting calls all of us to refocus the life of the church on the gospel as our single hope. And there are some good byproducts too. New churches are small enough to be able to experiment with new forms of ministry, and these ideas then get fed back into the parent church. Myth number 3. Church planting is for young people. You can see why this myth is prevalent. We think of new churches as being technologically driven and flashy lights, and these are things that we associate with the younger demographic. But the truth of it is that church planting isn't just a young person's game. Church planting is a great opportunity for intergenerational ministry. And you might be a little bit surprised to find the research tells us that across all the generations, it's not the young people who are least connected with their local church. The research says that title actually belongs to the baby boomers and Gen X. And so we can see clearly that church planting isn't just to reach the younger crowd, and we shouldn't just send younger people, that this is an intergenerational, all people, all ages kind of mission. So what do we find out? Number one, you can never have too many churches in a city. In fact, we need hundreds of more churches right across Perth and Peel. Number two, church planting typically doesn't hurt the sending church, but instead breathes new focus and new ideas into the parent church. And number three, church planting doesn't have a type. All kinds of people need to be reached, and so therefore all kinds of people need to be sent.